Hi, it's Rabbi Lewis, and wishing you an early Shabbat Shalom. And I want to talk today a little bit about the Torah portion, which is Parshat Yitro. Among other things, this Torah portion has the big moment where we first receive the Ten Commandments. And in particular today, I'm thinking about that first commandment, I am Adonai, your God. But if we read a little bit further, the commandment really doesn't stop there. We oversimplify it by only reading the commandment as, I am Adonai, your God. It actually goes on to say, I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of Egypt from the house of bondage. And why so complicated? Well, the commentator Rashi would say that God is giving all these extra details to remind the Israelites that it is just one God, the same God who is giving the commandments, also part of the sea, and also is the one who brought them out of Egypt, so that there be no confusion, that this God is one and the same. I think if we dig a little bit deeper too, we learn something and have a little visual for that. We learn something about this. This is a jigsaw puzzle that my family put together over winter break, and as you can see, it's been crumbled apart and put back in the box. What has this to do with our Torah portion? Well, it's if we were to open up this box, maybe over spring break, and try and put it all back together again, we could probably do it. It would come back together. Not sure how long it would take, but it might not be as exciting as the first time. And in fact, we might even get more frustrated knowing how hard we worked on it the first time. So what I think is happening in that first commandment is God is actually making an atonement to the Israelites, saying, we built this relationship over the generations. By allowing you to become enslaved in Egypt, I made a mistake, and now that we're back together, I'd like to try and piece this back together. And as we all know, and in any relationship, when we let it fall apart, putting it back together is neither simple nor fast. That it's like 1,000 pieces of a puzzle that one by one we need to reassemble. So God says, I am Adonai, your God. I'm hoping that you will take me again as your God, and then I will embrace you as my people, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. And I think in parentheses, it's again. And then God reminds them from the house of servitude. God is admitting that the relationship fell apart when I allowed you to become slaves in Egypt. And so this is a full apology, acknowledging what I did, acknowledging that I regret it, and also then acknowledging that I am taking positive actions. And if you will have me, we can then reunite with these wonderful commandments that will carry us forward into the future. I think it's a powerful, powerful lesson when we see that even God can atone and rebuild the relationship. We can take that model and apply it to the rest of our lives, but more importantly, it's also better to keep those complicated puzzles of our relationships together as best we can, so that we never have to crumble them up and take them back out and do the arduous task of reassembling. Because once broken, yes, it can be fixed, but it's always more complicated. So let's enjoy each other's company. Let us celebrate all the wonderful relationships that we have in our life. And for now, let us all have a Shabbat Shalom.